Okay, let's continue. So we are now doing, I guess, 6 levels, 6 rounds, and it's animated like this. Yeah. So maybe now we should try to complete level 1 actually. And it moves. Okay, we're doing 5 levels, yeah. We're doing 6 levels, but the 6th one never shows. That we might want to check. Why don't we see the 6 levels? 6th round. So maybe we don't do an update at the end. But we do an update. That's strange. What happens if we do canvas.finish step here? Does that change anything? Yeah, now we see the 6th one. Okay, so that is better. For some reason didn't turn up before. Okay, so level 1, what do we have? We are checking the strategy, but we should tighten up some of the checks. Yeah, I mean, we need to check this valid return here. Actually a bit further up, right after we have gotten the result here. So this one should be within. I'm thinking also, why do I use this parameter? Shouldn't I just use the round state all over? Maybe I should start doing that. So I'll instead of having this parameter, why do I have to do self to actually use, for example, initial chosen door somewhere? I use the round state there. So I don't even need to have self.round state, I think. So let's try that idea. So we remove these variables on the class, because it looks like right now we're not even using them. And instead here we set the round state. Like so. So here, for example, we should just set this one immediately. So I'm basically doing this just to clean up a bit. It seems like I'm doing double work sometimes here, having both local variable, or actually class variable, and setting things in this round state. Like here, for example, also, why not just do this instead? And then I don't have to set the dict. Okay. So what I started doing was to check this one. If round state initial chosen door is not in this little allowed list here, then we should do something. It's basically a fail. I don't know, maybe we should do logger.log. Oops. .log. And let's call it an error. Invalid door chosen should be 0, 1, or 2, and then we give whatever they the person has sent. We could actually in the logger then use also like that this is extra important, that this is an error message. Let's do that. So if I remove all the other log statements that we have, I can keep these error messages anyway. So we'll add that to the logger, that it also takes maybe log type, and its default is log default maybe, or log debug maybe even. And here we have some different types. Then we have log debug, and we have log error for now, so that we can turn off these later. Now we don't actually do anything with it right now, but we might. So we have the error log, and then maybe, I don't know, we can't really continue after this, so I don't know, we'll set self.finish to true and then return, I guess, to do some little bit more graceful thing. And then we can try it here as well to, in our solution now, try to return -1 maybe and see what happens. We get error invalid door chosen, should be 0, 1 or 2. Maybe I should show, I'll just change around how I wrote that. I think maybe it was clearer if I invalid door blah 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 chosen. Maybe easier to read. That's okay. And then we also have it's not really allowed, or should it be allowed, to choose the reveal door? Maybe it could be allowed, but then it falls outside of our strategies. Let's say that it's not allowed. So we can do something similar here in the other, after the other try statement. And yeah, we should change this around as well, actually, this thing that I changed now. So final chosen door, we should set that here. And then we check for this one instead. Final chosen door. It's very similar here, actually. We can use the same message even. Yeah. So now we even allow the reveal door to be chosen. But I could change around these things, which the ones called self dot. Let's see what we find. Self dot, that one we keep. Current round we keep. Main doors, update. So I'm looking for this one, for example, reveal door. We should no longer have. We should instead use this. Set to finish main doors. Current car X should be in this format. Initial chosen door. initial chosen door. Self.reveal door. Yeah, just doing this little tidying up here so we stop using like doublet variables. Final chosen door. That we don't need to do anymore. And this should be okay, so this was a bit of unnecessary, but sometimes you just want to have it in a certain way. Final chosen door. Current car X. Okay, that should be it. Let's see if it still works. That's always fun. Okay, and I should change the solution then to return, let's say, middle door now instead. And see if it still works. Yeah. Seems to still work. Not very lucky so far. Okay, there we got the car. And again, now we're lucky. Yeah, anyway, it seems to still work. So let's keep pressing on with the level. So we can look here at what level 1 should do actually. It should implement stay. And yeah, some of these things we do, obviously. We don't test it for 1,000 rounds. So we should start doing 1,000 rounds, I guess. I mean, the idea with 1,000 rounds is so that we can actually call it the Monte Carlo simulation. Obviously, doing it just maybe 10 times, then this number is very uncertain. But I think the most tricky part now of running it 1,000 times, I mean, we can try to see how long it takes, but it will probably take a long time. So the most tricky thing is to change it to not update. I mean, we don't want the animation to be that long. So maybe we can show like the first 5 tries, first 5 rounds, and then we jump to show the last 5 rounds or something like that. Because the animation now will be, I don't know, how many steps is it? Is it like 4,000 steps? Maybe that's even too long for the page, so it might time out now. It's unresponsive. Okay, yeah, so this was not a very good idea. We know the problem. It's going to be too many steps. Actually, it did work. Okay, that was, so it's 5,000 steps. Yeah, I've never tried this before with so many steps and so much text output. Yeah, okay, but that's not, as you saw, it took a long time. Actually, what did we get in the end? That's kind of interesting. The text seems to fit even with 1,000 levels, so 32%, about 1/3. That makes sense. Yeah, so maybe we do that work to change it into, I'll just change it to 6 again here. I think the page is a little bit slow with this extreme amount of steps in the animation. Okay, so how do we do this? We want to update the canvas. We want to do the animation only for 5 steps. So maybe we do, I don't know, maybe we do a help function for now to do the update. update canvas conditionally, or sometimes, I don't know. So then we call this one. This one will call self.update canvas. But then we'll add some conditions. But first we can just change to use this. This was not a very nice name, maybe. Anyway, we can search replace later. So instead of update canvas, we do this one all over. We can even do search replace. Okay, we only didn't have that many of them. So now we can use this round thing here. If current round is less than 5, or if it's the last few rounds, so we'll do num rounds minus current round. So now let's say that we are at 995. Then this should be num rounds. It should be minus current round. That should then be first a very high number, but then a low number. So if it's below num rounds, let's say, then we actually do the update canvas. And now if we set to, I don't know, 15 rounds maybe, then we want to see the first 5 and the last 5. Does that work? Let's try it. It was faster than 1000 for sure. Okay, so we see things happening here. 2 out of 5, and then what happens? 2 out of 6. Okay, still shows everything. So it's also the fact, just the fact that we call the update on main doors. Maybe that is the bigger problem. Anyway, so we'll replace that one as well. Main doors update. I don't know, just do something similar here. Maybe that was what we needed to do. And then we do something similar, but in the end, if we are within the condition we chose, we should do this one. So now we switch this one with self main doors update conditionally. Update main doors conditionally. Okay, and we need to of course include the round state. I guess we can replace all. Now I also replace this one. And then we should include the round state here. So now we do, let's try it. So we only update the main doors in some cases. Okay, that was not done correctly. Main doors update conditionally. Where do we have it? Main doors update conditionally it was called. Okay, we'll use this name instead. Oh, pressed Mac S. That's not. You should always press save. Now what do we have? So ideally then we should now show 6, and then now it's still showing everything. What am I missing? I don't want to see 7, 8, 9, 10. So if the current round is less than 5, that should be easy. Or 15 minus, let's say 7, that should be 8. That's not, aha, less than num rounds. Less than 5. Okay, that was, yeah. Same thing here. So maybe both of these are not necessary, but I'm just coding away right now. And now I think I have to take a break as well. Let's see if this worked now. Now we see 5, and then we see 11. Yeah, so that was the intention. Yeah, I'll break there. Thank you very much.